Experimental Elimination into the Multiverse, Episode 8. Hello and welcome back to Experimental Elimination into the Multiverse. Last episode, the Cyan Icicles played Truth or Dare as their fun part. At the elimination ceremony, Hawker won an air freshener as his prize, and Checkers got dehydrated. The teams were temporarily broken, so they did the scavenger hunt as their 7th challenge. They found the raft, drove across the street, and climbed the wall. In the end, Stitch's team won and got win tokens, and Slushy's team are up for elimination. What are you cousins eating? We're eating macaroni and cheese. They're my favorite food of all. Come on, Clip, just eat. Yes, I will. And now, on to the elimination ceremony. Welcome to the elimination ceremony. Since you cousins came in 5th place, you get to do the ceremony. Who's ready to be eliminated? Not us. Well, I don't care, because one of you will be eliminated and the other to get a prize. This is going to be rigged. We got a total of 81 votes, 28 prize hander and prize votes respectively, and 25 elimination votes. And now, let's see who will hand out the prize next. And it looks like Double Dip will hand out the prize next. It's your turn, Double Dip. Thank you, Pleakley. Hi guys, my name is Double Dip, Jumba's second experiment of all. My primary function is to double dip some food, for example, lollipops. So, I will be your 6th prize hander. Without further ado, let's begin with the prize votes. Holio, Snafu, and 627 all got only 1 vote each. Amnesia, you got 2 votes to win a prize. What a bummer! And with 23 votes, the prize goes to Slushy. Awesome! Slushy, your prize is a snow cone machine. Cool! Now I can make snow cones and shaved ice with syrups. Okay then, it looks like it's over now. Back on track, Pleakley. Thank you, Double Dip, and that's it for the prize votes. Right now, it's time for the elimination votes. I have 4 cookies. You'll get 1 if you're safe, but if not, you'll be dehydrated. Before we get started, Slushy, you still have a win token. Would you like to use it now? As a matter of fact, no, I will not use mine. Okay, fine. Now I will pass the cookies. Snafu is the only experiment who got no votes. He's safe. Perfect! Amnesia, you're safe and only 1 vote. Sweet! And Holio and Slushy are the last 2 safe with 2 votes each. All right! And at a shocking total of 22 votes, 627 is dehydrated. Hey, stop laughing! Oh man, 627 is still laughing. Alright, I'll take 627 to the slingshot. No last words, because you're still laughing. Bye. Okay, cousins, enjoy your cookies and get some rest. And because tomorrow we're going to have our 8th challenge and another field trip day. The next morning... Wait, why are we here in Panem? Good question, 297. The 8th challenge is the Hunger Games. Here's how it will work. You guys are splitting up into 12 groups of 2, which are districts. You experiments will fight against each other with weapons, but don't worry, if you get killed, you're out of the challenge, but you'll be recovered in the recovery center. The last one left standing wins the challenge and gets a win token and invincibility. This should be great. Okay, cousins, let's show the reaping. Okay, it's all set up. So with that, the Hunger Games will proceed immediately. Later, as the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Sinker, Remy, Link, and Julio all run away from the cornucopia. French Fry runs into the cornucopia and hides. Baby Fire kills Cliff for her supplies. Ace breaks Amnesio's nose for a basket of bread. Felix grabs a shovel. Hawker runs away from the cornucopia. Short Stuff sets an explosive off, killing Sparky, Angel, Stitch, and Slushy. Wishy Washy stays at the cornucopia for resources. Richter and Snafu both run away from the cornucopia. Phantasmo finds a bag full of explosives. Slugger and Houdini fight for a bag, but Slugger gives up and retreats. Kix breaks Melty's nose for a basket of bread. Day 1. Baby Fire receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Julio receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Short Stuff hunt for other tributes. Houdini sprains his ankle while running away from Felix. French Fry and Amnesia search for firewood. Sinker receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Kix, Richter, Hawker, Ace, and Melty hunt for other tributes. Link thinks about home. Slugger, Snafu, Phantasmo, and Wishy Washy hunt for their tributes. Remy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. The Fallen. Clip, Sparky, Angel, Stitch, and Slushy. Night 1. Baby Fire starts a fire. Short Stuff passes out from exhaustion. Remy screams for help. Ace goes to sleep. Link tends to Richter's wounds. Slugger destroys French Fry supplies while he is asleep. Sinker is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Felix stays awake all night. Kix thinks about winning. Houdini begs for Melty to kill him, but he refuses, keeping Houdini alive. Snafu thinks about winning. Phantasmo and Julio tell stories about themselves to each other. Amnesia tends to Wishy Washy's wounds. Hawker attempts to start a fire, but it was unsuccessful. Day 2. Ace, Phantasmo, Remy, and Julio hunt for their tributes. Baby Fire injures herself. Hawker receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Felix searches for firewood. Wishy Washy hunts for their tributes. Kix discovers a river. Short Stuff diverts French Fry's attention and runs away. Link tries to spearfish with a trident. Richter explores the arena. Slugger defeats Amnesia in a fight, but spares his life. Melty discovers a cave. Snafu sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Houdini discovers a river, and Sinker goes hunting. The Fallen. And it looks like everyone is safe on day 2. Hawker convinces Sinker not to kill him, only to kill him instead. Link receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Melty, Ace, Richter, and Julio tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Phantasmo cooks his food before putting his fire out. Houdini loses sight of where he is. Amnesia shoots an arrow at Baby Fire, but misses and kills French Fry instead. Remy lets Slugger into his shelter, and Wishy Washy and Kix hold hands. Snafu repeatedly stabs Felix to death with scythes, and Short Stuff climbs a tree to rest. Remy defeats Ace in a fight, but spares his life. Melty chases Phantasmo. Kix camouflages himself in the bushes. Amnesia severely slices Baby Fire with a sword. Slugger researches for firewood. Link, Hawker, Snafu, Holio, and Short Stuff hunt for their tributes. Houdini receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Wishy-Washy travels to the higher ground. Richter searches for firewood. The Fallen, Sinker, French Fry, Felix, and Baby Fire. Houdini sets an explosive off, killing Hawker. Richter and Wishy-Washy talk about the tribute still alive. Holio dies trying to escape the arena. Snafu and Remy talk about the tribute still alive. Anisio cooks his food before putting his fire out. Ace is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Kix destroys Short Stuff's supplies while he's asleep. Melty bashes Link's head against a rock several times. Day 4. Anisio thinks about home. Wishy-Washy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Houdini discovers a river. Richter practices his archery. Slugger tries to sleep through the entire day. Snafu receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Kix steals from Melty while he isn't looking. Phantasma and Remy work together for the day. Ace thinks about home. Short Stuff discovers a cave. The Fallen, Hawker, Holio, and Link. And it looks like we're now down in the halfway mark. Melty screams for help. Anisio tries to treat his infection. Wishy-Washy convinces Snafu not to kill him, only to kill him instead. Houdini receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Slugger forces Ace to kill Remy or Phantasmo. He decides to kill Phantasmo. Short Stuff is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Kix loses sight of where he is. Richter dies from hunger. The cornucopias were punished with food, supplies, weapons, and other members for the tribute's families. Remy, Ace, Short Stuff, Slugger, Houdini, and Melty all decide not to go to the feast. Kix stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away. Wishy-Washy and Amnesia get into a fight over raw meat, but Wishy-Washy gives up and runs away. Day 5. Melty receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Houdini sprains his ankle while running away from Amnesia. Short Stuff and Kix split up to search for resources. Wishy-Washy catches Remy off guard and kills him. Slugger fishes. Ace sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. The Fallen, Snafu, Richter, Phantasmo, and Remy. Wishy-Washy tends to his wounds. Amnesia attempts to climb a tree but falls on Kix, killing them both. Melty, Short Stuff, and Houdini sleep in ships. Slugger and Ace tell stories about themselves to each other. Day 6. Wishy-Washy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Melty strangles Slugger after engaging in a fist fight. Houdini and Short Stuff split up to search for resources. Ace is pricked by thorns while picking berries. The Fallen, Amnesia, Kix, and Slugger, and it looks like we're now down to the final 5. Short Stuff sees a fire but stays hidden. And also Melty. Houdini receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Wishy-Washy and Ace sleep in ships. Ace receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Melty repeatedly stabs Wishy-Washy to death with scythes. Houdini bleeds out due to untreated injuries, and Short Stuff camouflages himself in the bushes. The Fallen, Wishy-Washy, and Houdini, and it looks like we're now down to the final 3. Who will win? Ace cooks his food before putting his fire out, and Short Stuff starts a fire, and Melty dies from thirst. Ace kills Short Stuff for his supplies. The Fallen, Melty, and Short Stuff. And it looks like Ace is the winner of the Experiment Hunger Games. Wait, does this mean I won? Yeah! Ace, come to the winner's circle. Later. Congratulations, 262. You've won the Hunger Games. Here's your win token and invincibility. Thanks, Jamba. And here are the placement of the Hunger Games. And it looks like the bottom half are up for elimination. I was so blasted that I got out first. Blitznack, I could barely made it so far. Some here. And for the first time in this season, 2 experiments will be dehydrated. Yes, this is a double elimination. Gaba? Double elimination? Sacre bleu! I already won the prize because I'm immune. Oh, and one more thing. Since Slushy, Angel, and Hawker won prizes, they get invincibility. That was a relief. Same. So, viewers, you can comment down below or choose anyone in the community page to vote on which 2 experiments to be eliminated and the 2 others to win the prizes. The 2 experiments with the most votes will both be the 7th and the 8th experiments dehydrated into experiment pods, and the 2 others will win the prizes. But you cannot vote for either Hawker, Slushy, or Angel to be eliminated or to get a prize because they already won the prizes, so they are invincible. And you can also vote for either Finder or Mr. Stingy to be the prize hander. Voting ends when I put the title says voting closed. A toast to Ace. Long live Ace! Thank you all.